Welcome to Albion TV's live coverage of the NA invasion. I am your host, the Shozen One, and I am joined today by Robinhoodrs on the play-by-play and Tazzik on the camera and knobs. We're currently hanging out with, I believe, Hideout of the Lonely Men as they run across a Sunstrand shoal. We're going to be bringing you all the greatest content that we can find here on the NA invasion as we bounce around between large-scale fights, small-scale fights, and probably some territorial fights against some NPCs. Robin, you want to give everybody a quick breakdown of what they're actually doing here on Invasion Day?
Yep. So at the start of every season, and then a couple times between or in between the season, territory ownership is dropped on maintenance. So earlier this morning, during downtime, all of the territories in the Outlands became unclaimed. No one owned them for the whole day. And then at 1800 UTC, which is our EU invasion, the territories for the EU portion became available and they were claimed. And then same happens on NA.
Hmm?
There's a little bit of PvE involved, and
A
there's a
little
lot of
bit, yep.
PvP. There's a elite vengeful guardian lord that spawns on the territories at 01 UTC for the NA.
Yep.
You can't solo this. You have to have either a professional group of PvEers, which consists between 5 to 10 people ish, somewhere in between, or you could zerg it down with 350. It depends, Some, takes a little bit longer zerging it, but it is what it is. It saves you building up a boss team. Um, Basically, got to roam around. Small guilds trying to snipe territories, large guilds trying to claim back their homelands. And right now, a bit of a war going on over the last month or so now between um, the Triple X Alliance and the Terra coalitions, or Terra and Strong Alliance, and I believe there's quite a few other alliances joining in now.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know if we're going to get any of that during the NA
Okay.
because a lot of it's focused for EU, but we may see a little bit of slip over, as I believe the W4H Alliance, which is the Lonely Men who we're spectating right now, I believe they have got involved versus Terra. I
Oh,
believe
okay. So who is this is fighting Terra now?
W4H for
W4H.
NAH.
The guys we're looking at right now, the Lonely Men,
Yep.
W4H, are fighting against Terra, who we actually have some news on. Terra is the former PO Alliance, the POE Alliance, right? And they've always had some satellite alliances that they work with. There was the Mars Alliance, the Strong Alliance. I believe you have an update on that.
Yeah, so the Mars Alliance is actually no more. Um, from what I've heard, they crumbled, and a lot of the guilds joined into the Terra Alliance. Strong only having a couple guilds in there actually. I believe it's Hood and Scythe, Blood Cult, and Darling in the Franax, which
I
I've never heard of. They're
I
new.
don't know them. Yeah, I know the other two, and I would say those are both well established, strong guilds. I think Strong represents them well, but I do not recognize the third guild in that alliance. Let's see if we
Yeah.
can't find somebody doing a little bit more than what Slayaheda is doing out here, because he seems to be pretty content with his current position inside the hideout here.
Yeah, and we still have 25 minutes to go until the territories can start being claimed here. So we got a little bit of breathing room. Normally,
Yeah.
we do see a bit of action happen beforehand. Obviously, a lot of these alliances and guilds are already out there roaming the Outlands, looking for content. And the NA invasion's a little bit more special as well because at 01 UTC we have territories, and then at 0130 UTC we also have the legendary castle loot spawns opening up for the chests as well. So
Okay.
there's two objectives for these guilds to be fighting over today, where EU's a little bit different. There's quite a big time, I believe it's an hour long time gap in between
Hmm?
for EU for the castles and territories. So we hopefully we get a little bit of castle action sprinkled in here. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Well, maybe we should give a quick update on the season then, because we do have a little time while we're waiting for the action to occur. I understand that this season is very different, Robin, where it's going to go by pretty quick.
Yeah, it's another short season actually.
Yeah.
Um, and invasion days or reset days are happening every 3 weeks instead of every 4 weeks as well.
Okay.
Um, so we actually, I believe, in January we get two two reset days in a month, I believe.
Hold on. I can look at that. I have a schedule right in front of me. I'll go pop that up right away. And
Okay.
I mean, we have the schedule over here that that there are season changes coming up. We can watch the season kickoff right here. I know there's a link off of this. I'm gonna go to my actual schedule, the schedule I use for the season.
Okie dokes.
Oh, that's not it. Never mind. I don't have it. I don't know where it went. I lost everything. It's all gone.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering where it is.
Well, I did just hop on Dreaded Legend and Escalation are out and about. They're ready to rumble. They've got a 33% debuff. I was expecting a little bit more from them, especially for their NA.
Yep.
Um, they are down next to Limhurst today as well. So potential for them to bump into the likes of W4H, Terra if they're out and about, and then quite a few of the other smaller, more or less known alliances and guilds that hang around Limhurst.
Hmm?
Um, so I think we should get some content soon, but I believe you do have those dates.
Yeah, I do. It's the 7th of January. We have the next invasion, and then the last invasion is right at the end of January on the 28th. So we do get, as Robin said, two in January. That's kind of exciting. Very quick going through this season. Um, I mean, do we have content to watch, or do we want to talk about what that generally means?
Well, we haven't got content yet, so we can carry on talking. Um, so obviously this season is another sped up season.
Hmm?
Why we don't know yet.
No,
Um,
but we
and
can speculate because
we
we've
can,
seen this before. This is now the
yeah,
third one, right?
yes, I believe so. And
Before we had the energy surge, we had the what was the very short one, the Avalonian season, and then we had the most recent one that was just shortened 1 week for Christmas.
yeah,
But that I don't think we're going to count that as falling into the other pattern with the other two. The other two happened for very, very specific reasons, didn't they, Rob?
yeah, and that's because certain updates and changes to the game were coming, and they with the way that they schedule updates, you know, they want to make sure it doesn't clash with seasons, ongoing seasons, and stuff like that.
Hmm?
So who knows? We'll have
Yeah.
to wait and see.
Like
Um,
I don't think we're getting like giant updates or anything, but I think we maybe ways to the way season points are done or some Crystal League or something. I don't know for sure. Like this
territory
is
overhaul.
like it could be anything. Like I
Yeah,
don't want to I don't want to say anything too grandiose. I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, you know what I mean? I don't want to
mhm.
say it's anything insane, but like I feel like there's going to be a reason, right? Like it doesn't just happen because hey, we just want to make sure it starts at the beginning of we want to start it in February. We just think it'd be swell. Like okay. I don't know if that's the way it works, Robin. In
Yeah.
fact, I know it doesn't work I know it doesn't work that way.
Exactly. So we got something to look forward to. Obviously, going into 2023, we should be expecting a brand new roadmap for the year ahead as well.
Mhm,
So we got that to look forward to. You know, there's been a lot of discussions, especially on Roundtable, over the last two Roundtable calls about territory values, and it seems like a lot of guilds and a lot of guild leaders are very unhappy with what we currently have as territories, and I think players generally as well. Right? There's no real value behind them. They flip flop between hands
mhm.
constantly, and
Yeah,
I've
we've
been I've
talked about
been
that.
I've been talking to a lot of the GMs and stuff as well, and general feedback is that everyone's hoping and looking forward to, SBI announcing that a territory overhaul is coming soon.
Is that what the rumor on the street is? Is that what they're
That
really
is,
hoping for?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Well, I would say that we know that, like, the players have been asking for a long time, and I would say, like, I don't know how many of these things are go in line with everything that everybody has said, but territories. Right now, the bonuses go for the entire zone, right? That means that nobody has to fight for that bonus. If you put it to just guilds, right? Suddenly guilds want that bonus. HQs and hideouts are so similar, right? Like, diversify them in some way so that people want to build hideouts, and then you have something that people can attack. There've been a lot of other things too, but like there's I feel like there's little things the SBI could do that would have huge impacts on the world with territories, and I'd love to see them. And I really hope that we're not overhyping something like they're adding thumbs. We already got
yeah,
fingers, guys, but we need opposable thumbs. We want those real bad.
yeah. And we should reiterate here that it's us just speculating as
We have
well. Like
no idea.
we have no idea.
We're, we're
It's
hopping
just
around
what's been
to
talked about
yeah.
on the round table. It's been brought up by the players to the devs,
Mhm.
and a lot of times when these issues come to light, the devs act on them, and it's just one of those we'll wait around and find out type of situations.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be something worthwhile. SBI has generally a pretty good track record with these things, so we'll see how it works out. But right now, we're still just hopping around the world and trying to find content on the NA invasion, and sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. It can be very different than the EU, as a lot of these guys are still inside. Robin, they're still inside their hideouts right now on islands right now. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I was just bouncing across, and like you said, got quite a few people still on island, still massing. A lot of people still sitting in hideouts, not moving. Um, while we do see still in the background, escalation are sitting there looking fancy as Tazzik spins the camera around in free roam, showing off all the different shots. And I'm pretty sure some of these guys will enjoy having this type of footage out there. You know, Free
A
roam
little
cam has been requested for quite some time for either content creators or just like special pictures to be taken of their
like
guild.
just on
So
the island or something where
yeah,
it's just like
exactly.
a completely non-impactful place so they can actually just take those very important group photos.
Everyone likes a good group photo every now and then.
Yeah.
It's memories, right? It's memories.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all quiet at the
It's
moment.
very quiet right now. I don't know what to say here, guys. I mean, it's just I mean, we've had some quiet NAs in the past, but I feel like right now we should be getting some content in the next 5 minutes or so because we've got 15 minutes until these territories go live. Generally, these guys are out and about and ready to fight. I'm currently on Vigora. What happened to Reject Party?
They closed.
Oh,
Yeah, they closed. Quite a few guilds actually closed at the end of season 17. Reject Party is currently on a break for minimum one season, maybe two.
okay.
It all comes down to leadership, from what I
Mhm.
heard. There's a smaller
The
like
Mighty
breakup.
Frogs? Did they go too?
I don't think so.
'Cause I'm over on Viraj, who we used to go to for the Mighty Frogs. He is in Mike Albion Great again.
The shifted.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm just I hope the Mighty Frogs didn't hop out.
Yeah, it's one of those, right? We
Yeah.
know we obviously saw Take Care. They've gone. They're gone as well.
Hmm.
There are no more. And it looks like Mighty Frogs actually are gone because Dominicus is actually in the Lonely Man now,
Yeah.
and he was
Okay.
another one for the
The
Mighty
shot
Frogs. So it
caller,
looks
yeah.
like they're gone
Yeah.
as well. So, but
Weird situation here today.
that's what happens, right? At the end of every season, at the start of
Every season,
every
yes.
new season, the closing and new beginnings of guilds and different alliances and who they work for and who's working with who. It's a learning curve for us. It takes probably about a week or two to figure out who's working with who, but it's expected by now. We're kind of used to it, just a little bit.
Tazzik, are
Well,
you typing in the wrong one? Oh, nope, never mind. Okay, yeah, okay, thanks, Tazzik.
well,
Uh,
while we have
Escalation is out, and
escalation in
escalation,
the
yes,
background.
yeah, there you go. I was just gonna say, this is the only one I see out and about now, Robin. Interesting that we both found the same thing at about the same time. We've probably been going through the list at the same rate, going, uh, the whole time.
Yeah. Well,
It's been painful.
um, it's good to see them out because they were literally the number one ZVZ guild for the last season. I actually
Really?
do have the
Really?
confirmed
Okay, because
stats for these guys.
I felt like we saw them a lot, but we didn't see them what I felt was at the height of their game. They often were, well, sometimes they won, but they weren't that force that we remember them as when it was like elevate and escalation running alongside each other.
Well, for the period of the 3 months of last season, escalation topped in with 88,604 kills to their name, with a
Ooh.
K ratio of 1.96 for the whole entire season, averaging an IP of 1,441 for those engagements. Top of the leaderboard, Take Care came in second place with 65,514 kills, with a KD ratio of 1.76. And then You Jump, I Jump came in third place with
Really?
61,000 with a
Okay.
KD ratio of
That's
1.03.
I gotta say that's a little unexpected there. We did see them towards the end of the season, but I did not know they would place that high. That's pretty cool. Well
Yep.
done,
And
guys.
then Para, which I think that's who you were referencing to see at the number one spot because they
Mhm.
were a very dominant
Yep.
powerhouse.
Currently
Um,
out and about right now on Wrath, by the way.
Yeah. They racked up 58,545 kills with a KD ratio of 1.51.
Hmm.
So escalation out there way ahead. I mean, between first and second place, the difference was 23,000 kills.
Jeez.
Yeah.
23,000 kills. 23,000 kills. That's an extra thousand. Like, what is it? Actually, more like 800 a day.
hmm
Jeez.
And if I wanted to go a little bit different here and say for the whole entire year, let me just pull up those stats real quick.
Yeah, who's the biggest guild of the year? Who's got the biggest kill numbers for the year? I want to hear that. Getting
Well,
towards the
do
end.
you want to take a guess?
Well, I'm gonna go with escalation now.
Yep, you're
Like,
not wrong.
because like I thought last season was not their strongest season, and I've seen them have many strong seasons. I don't know.
Do you want to take a guess how many kills that they've had for the whole entire year?
Oh God, no! Tell me. It's just I know I'm gonna be so far off.
298,794 kills with a KD ratio of 1.94.
1.94. That's awesome. That's
And
incredible.
to put it into context, second place was 60,000 kills less at 235,871 with I'm a newbie with a 1.57 KD ratio. And then for third, War Gods with 188,000 with a 1.88 KD. So that was a pretty solid KD. It's not as
That's
good as
pretty good, yeah.
escalation,
But that's still pretty
but
good. 1.8 is pretty impressive still. I mean, it's no 1.9, but it's still 1.8,
and the fact between escalation at first and then
right?
War Gods in third place, the difference in how many kills escalation got was 100,000. They got 100,000 more. It's insane. I mean, Escalation's just out here slaying, dude.
That's very impressive. That's very well done by Escalation. I gotta say that's more valuable than any season victory right there. That's winning a year. Like that's walking away as the top dog in the year right there, and the stat that matters most.
Yep, indeed. Well, looks like Dreaded Legend and the boys are going Battle Mounts live, so I'm expecting action to be unfolding soon. We don't see Battle Mounts go live if an enemy isn't near, because obviously a lot of these battle mount riders, they all use fast mounts,
Mm-hmm.
traveling from zone to zone. You only switch onto battle mount when you're about to fight, and there's a little blob just zoning in on the southwest door here in Stonemouth Bay, and it just disappeared again. So it's going to be one of those
Yeah, you know what?
we'll wait around to find out.
Robin, I'm gonna say this, and this might like impact your view on Escalation just a little bit. Who has Escalation been fighting for most of the year?
um
Arch.
yeah, that's true.
Like we've been seeing them do these massive battles in Arch all year long on invasion days. At the end of every invasion day, we left Escalation and Arch fighting, with Escalation just grinding these guys down. So I'm not saying they inflated their numbers or anything, but it's like boxing below your weight class, like, oh yeah, yeah, you had to get on the scale. I don't do scales. Like, let's just fight.
Damn, you hear that, guys? Chosen
Let's
said
say
you're garbage because you only fought Arch.
I didn't say they only fought Arch. I'm just saying it's inflating their numbers a little bit. A little
Well,
bit. Like we got to admit that. Come on, you got to admit that that's got to pump up their numbers because of how many battles they've had against Arch. Like it's not like they fought Arch a few times. It was every single invasion day.
yeah. Well, it looks like Escalation are backing out of the zone. W4H Alliance are right on their tail here as we go into Stone Mouth North Bluff. What a name that is.
Yeah,
Um,
just a little bit of a mouthful there. You'll get it. It's
but
I'm gonna let you read it, not me.
I'm looking at terrain here.
Yeah.
I think this is a lot more choke heavy, a lot more of a tighter squeeze. So if Escalation are fighting outnumbered, which I'm probably going to go out on a limb and say that they are, because they've only got a 34 disarray debuff, and W4H do pull big boy numbers, they're going to want to utilize the terrain to the best of their advantage. And some buttons were pressed there, Tazzik. I just I thought my screen broke. Um,
That's what'd you do? Oh, okay. So like it was a world shift on Robin's side. All right. Yeah, I
yeah.
was I was not looking at that there. So I'm glad I didn't get like motion sickness or something from the screen moving. All right.
Um,
I'm still on Dreaded Legend here, waiting for him to demount over here. He does look like he's trying to get a southern point of view onto this battle. They do want to have that southern to northern view direction attacking upwards.
mhm.
And there are a
Um,
lot of
Ta
these guys.
Tazek,
So yeah.
do you wanna switch on to Dreaded Legend? Oh, are
Are
you?
you?
Wait. Okay, alright, that's what freaked me out a little bit there.
So
The
you're
way
over
it's
there
what
watching his stream. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not you're watching his dev stream. That's not what's actually live.
Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
that's his prep screen.
Okay.
You're gonna see the
Well,
drawings and whatnot. We'll probably pull out some drawings today because I think we're gonna have some time in between rounds. It does look like Dreaded Legend has demounted. He is getting ready. He does have a flank coming up from his southern side. They did send a group behind, and there is a group below, above as well. So he's got a little bit of a flank going on around him. I think he's gonna try to get south of both these groups and use the terrain to his advantage here.
yep, and looking at the minimap real quick here, there's a massive pit that we're currently circling around. Escalation really do not want to go down there because they can just get engulfed in by all angles. They do not have vision advantage, and W4H going to get caught with their pants down. It could have been so much more, but here comes the return. W4H smacking true, but the damage is still falling here from Escalation. And I think Escalation definitely came out on top of that. Remember, disarray debuff will be in favor of escalation in this
Yeah.
fight. W4H
What
are
are they
under
at the
one
disarrays?
banner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and look at these disarrays. It does mean I have to pull back and look a little bit wider out on the fight here, find somebody not currently engaged.
Yeah, a little bit of overextension here by escalation. Those offensive great arcanes coming out already, and those wind walls knocking the attacking force of escalation back. It's going to slow down the advance ever so slightly. It's enough to
Ooh.
actually put it to a stop here. W4H going to get hit first once again, and it's a big engagement.
It's a 34 to 48 here. So we have a pretty significant advantage of about 14 for the W4H guys, which will mean, like you said, escalation gets that disarray debuff advantage in their favor, which they are used to working with. Like we said, I mentioned that they fight against Arch all the time, but they also fight against many other forces, and usually outnumbered, they are no stranger to this game.
Yeah, definitely not. W4H, though, will have multiple different flanks hitting and trying to wrap around onto the backsides of escalation. Remember, you don't really want to hit the tanks. You want to hit those cloffies, those squishies. So if you can get a bomb squad wrapping, that is going to be impactful. But another bomb comes in here by W4H. I'm expecting a delayed reaction here as the second wave comes in. Is it going to come in over the top? Oh, there's a bit of ditty dancing, but I think defensive tanks put it to a stop here. They did. Dreaded Legends looking east, but he's going to hit north.
Yeah,
Only
gets
going
a
to
nice
find one or
engagement.
two.
Yeah, but it's still in that situation where you're bombing over the wall like that after another engagement, just throwing away your current spells, waiting for the next rotation, getting one or two like that. That's not too bad. I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. And a solid
Oh,
engagement coming in here.
oh, that's
Escalation
a
going to lose
beautiful one.
everyone. Reddit's
Oh no,
down.
Dreaded's done quickly. We got to get to another POV here, guys. That's a rough situation for Dreaded Legend and Escalation. I believe Voltel might still be alive there on his Mammoth. Yes, he is actually
They got
kind
attacked.
of damaged. Okay, Thompson.
Thompson with two ends. Yep. Going to be a hand of justice tank here. Looks like escalation are still kind of in the fight here. Thompson a little bit out of position. Um, I don't know why he's looking all the way back here. I think he's just trying to drag the guys around this rock, trying to squeeze W4H through these choke points, making the most out of that AoE escalation. But escalation, they're dwindling numbers, and
Yeah, that's the problem when you only have that one group here, Robin. We have seen this happen in the before. They do tend to get ground down over time, but they make everybody pay with every engagement. But they can't have this. They can't. They can't do that. You saw that coming, right, Robin? You
I
saw
saw it
that?
coming. Yep.
Oh, that's it. That one's it. That's cleanup time now. Their second shot caller is going to go down. They're going to lose this back end flank. They're getting overwhelmed, and that is probably the end of that. I have gotten information that we will have another bit of content with Bomb versus Para, perhaps in just a few moments after reset here. So, wow,
What a
unexpected.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, as soon as I saw the number difference, remember, you may for the audience at home may just see a 14 disarray. That seems like a quite a low number, but when you put it into perspective, um, that's probably in the region of about 100 extra players
I'll
that
go look it up right
W4H
now.
had.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
gonna look it up here.
eh,
34, you're looking at something in the neighborhood of 94 to
mm,
100. And then when we go to a 48, you're looking at 180. So, yeah, that's a significant doubling of forces there with only a 14% disarray difference.
Yep, and if we hop onto X Sarge right now, he's just dismounted in front of the Zeri Alliance, which I've never heard of. He's just done a quick remount actually. Um, he looked very aggressive in his stance over here in Sand Rift Shore. A couple blobs on the minimap, but he's pulling out of this fight. Let me just go hop back west. Um, looks like this group is backing away as well. Zeri with a 17 disarray debuff.
Okay.
Militant with a 20. So Militant outnumbering them.
Okay, yeah,
Not
that's
sure
not so
where they're running.
significant. 20 to 17 there. That's pretty standard play. 17 at 44 and 20 at 55. That's not a giant gap between those two spaces. You can fight that. Tazzik, apparently your announcement in game made a lot of people think there might be some special drops here. We have a lot of questions about that. No normal drops today. Just Normal Saturday standard drops.
It was also just a normal announcement. It just
It's
said
just a
drops,
normal.
guys.
I know.
Nothing
I saw
special.
that. Like, what's? I know, Tazzik. I don't know. It's just we're
I
getting that
mean, ever
question
since
today.
the COC,
Last week we
you know?
had special drops, so now a lot of people are wondering, do you have special drops? And what we're seeing here is people like special drops. What do you think, Tazzy? People like special drops?
Yeah, I mean,
Yo,
if you guys didn't watch the CLC, you should definitely watch it. It's our highest viewed CLC ever. So check out our past broadcast. Go ahead and watch day 2. It was awesome.
It was actually it was. There were a couple of interesting matches on day 1 as well. I do recommend it if you like 5v5 content. The CLC is always a good show. And yes, HP Sean, I did say I hope the Mighty Frogs didn't hop out.
oh,
I did. I did. It
you
happened.
did. You
I
did,
did.
didn't you?
Well, I like those guys. I'm a
Shorts
big
at the
fan of
moment is doing a bit of PvE. So if we want to throw that up in the background, they actually have a small group here, 3
yep.
Zeds.
Tax.
And this
We've seen
is
Tax before.
what we were talking about earlier at the start of the stream, right? Um, as you can see by the party UI, he has a full party, but they just have a handful of people that are in good gear here, focusing on getting this elite vengeful guardian lord down. As you can see, it's quite high health, and the aim of the game is to get these little ads that spawn right next to them and then kill them. And then what does the most damage is the AoE bombs that show up on the floor, like this right here.
Yep.
And that removes a massive chunk of health from the boss itself.
Oh, we got
Alrighty.
Sarge on the other screen. Let's head over there.
Well,
Big
I
fan of
just
Sarge.
bullied him in
Oh,
Discord PM.
you just told him, you shouldn't be running on screen. That looks bad. It's a bad look.
Yep.
Did you
Apparently,
remind
he
him that
said
you're
that
in that
they
guild?
ran.
Okay.
That's
All
what
right.
he said.
I
But this
watched
is a
what
different group.
happened. I'm just saying I watched what happened, and yeah, somebody ran for sure.
Yeah, someone did run. But
Yep.
right now they are advancing in onto Insane Squad, another group that we haven't really seen. Obviously, this is NA, so things are a little bit different. But a solid clump and dump here onto Insane Squad. That was nicely done. And Sarge playing super aggressive right now, advancing forward. He needs to be careful. Insane can turn and burn. They have self-initiative advantage. They have hilltop advantage, but an offensive enigmatic staff here coming out onto Sarge as they advance up the hilltop.
Just a smooth, easy push here right now for these guys in Militant. I'm not seeing a lot of resistance right now. Just catching off, like people like stuck behind, a couple of stragglers here and there. The engagement that they have, there's no defensives down. Here comes
Oof.
the first return engagement. 1, 2. That's it.
That's all it was.
That's all. Yeah.
And Sarge playing super aggressive, still advancing forwards. These guys just clumping naturally around the rock formations here. Defensive inertia rings and offensive inertia rings coming out from both sides as stacks are coming out on Drixus here with that juggernaut onto the fleeing members. There comes the suck. Here comes the follow-up. The longbow's raining down and no heals down on that clump for Insane Squad. They nearly had a decent return, but a great defensive great arcane coming out. And I think Insane Squad are going to be broken here. Maybe one more turn.
We will see if the Insane Squad can do something absolutely insane and win this fight. I don't think they're going to turn it around, Robin.
I don't think they are as well. Defensive Great Arcane coming out here. There comes the
Actually,
follow-up longbow. Nicely done.
we're getting a really good example of what insanity is, Robin, because I've heard that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So the results have been the same every time, and they are currently getting run over by Militant.
They are indeed. And we just call Tipex here in 4K with that tier 8 Grove Keeper slamming into thin air. We've all been there. I will call it out whenever I see it because as a ex Grove Keeper player myself,
Yeah, you gotta
I
hit
know the
those.
feeling.
Gotta get those signposts and trees.
Exactly. And the worst bit is when nothing is in your way apart from an enemy and you completely miss.
Oh,
It's the worst.
just miss click.
Yep.
I've
It's rough.
definitely clicked on doodads before, like engage doodads and like the wrong thing because I'm seeing a thing in front of me as there's like 1,000 things, and I'm trying to get there and I screw it up. Okay. Yeah, I've
Yep.
been warned that that was going to happen.
It's like the Grill Alliance, so Intercontinental
Badgers,
Badgers,
badgers, badgers.
the Badgers.
Mushroom, mushroom.
They're coming.
Badger,
That's that
badger,
blob that
badger.
just crossed the bridge to the northeast here. Slayer Hater already OC'd still, and he's looking to cross. And oh no, I was going to say it would have been a bit of an interesting one if he crosses here and Badgers were just waiting, but Badgers fleeing the zone? Not like the Badgers to flee the zone.
Did Voltel get killed yet?
It
Thanks,
probably.
chat. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, but he was on a mammoth, and Escalation had lost, so he doesn't have the best escape record. Let me go see if he's still alive. I'm gonna go see if he's re-gearing or something.
He has auto quick buy, 4 command mammoth sets.
That's ridiculous. Just imagine that. Like you have 8-4 command mammoth sets on quick buy, which he's still on, by the way. It doesn't look like he died. Everything's fine over there for Escalation. They may have lost that battle, but the war is not over today.
That's good. Hop onto Dominant. It looks like he's just dismounting across a water bridge here. There's a massive blob. It's pressed to play, I believe, to his northeast. This could be a situation of a little bit of Diddy dance.
Well, if it involves Dominant, there's going to be some dancing before the engagement occurs.
Indeed, food has just been munched upon. OC is getting popped. And a positioning play here.
Oh,
Press to
oh, is he
play.
going in? Is he just going in? Nope, 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 nope,
Oh,
nope, nope,
no.
nope, nope. He's not gonna do that to us. He's not gonna prove me wrong today.
So this is going to be an interesting matchup, actually. Press to play, a very decent ZVZ force, one of the better ones in the NA scene. Dominant and the boys obviously had, I think, quite a relaxing last season, if I'm
Yeah,
not
they did. Yeah.
mistaken.
Well, they were
Um,
supposed to. I think it was 2 seasons ago. They had planned to take a break, right?
mhm.
And then they completely didn't take a break. They rebuilt Surf, probably as strong as ever, and were active at almost every 18 UTC timer we saw. Like it was wild. They were just out there and about, getting content.
Well, they also had probably one of the largest NA wars that the game's ever seen. 26 weeks straight
Oh, yeah,
of
that was right before that.
fighting.
That was wild.
Yep. And
I guess, and compared to that, Robin, anything is a relaxed state, right?
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's see if he goes in.
Just a tickle onto the front
Nope,
lines,
nope,
burning
nope,
some
nope, not going in,
defensives.
not going in, not going in. Nope,
Yeah,
nope.
well,
That's
you're
not.
never going to push a water bridge like this. There's no way in hell, especially when your enemy's just chilling on the other
They
side.
are
Press
just
to
chilling right
play.
here. You got to hit them in the bridge. They're so deep in the bridge right now. You got to take a couple of swipes at that.
Yeah, Dominant doesn't really want to play a water bridge fight. It
No,
seems like he's
he
trying to
wants. He's
drag
trying to
Press to
get them
play
across, and
across.
I think that's probably a wise decision here. Get the brawl kind of going. What do they got for builds over here? I do see some melee. No, they got a good
They got
mix.
a
Yeah,
solid mix.
they've got a real mix. They are not super melee heavy, but they do have, uh, like you said, a solid mix. They're not one way or another.
Yep, obviously, last patch, Demon Fang was nerfed once again, base damage dropping down. Red
Yay!
Arcane also changed as well.
Oh yeah, a little bit
Siege
longer.
Bow,
Yep.
obviously, potentially in play here.
I see a couple of them. Yeah, they are in play today.
Indeed. The permafrost isn't reflectable anymore. The blazing staff
That's
E is
nice.
currently
I like
bugged.
that. That no more reflection on the permafrost. I feel like we should see more of it. I love that
Yeah,
pineapple play.
definitely. And no more reflection on the blazing staff E as well, but right now it is bugged. Players do not take that extra damage when they leave the tornado area. And Dominant looking to strike
Comes
east. No,
Chovy.
he
Yeah, well,
nice
Robin.
defensive
I'm just
firewall.
saying.
Yo,
We've watched
shout out.
Dominic like play a few times here.
Yo, shout out to Spikex. I believe it's Spicky. I can't, the guy right on top of Dominant right now. Um, probably one of the best defensive firewalls I've seen in a long time.
Yikesy.
It could have that could have been potentially devastating for Tidal if that firewall was not down because he shut down that one-handed mace air compress combo that was coming their way with no night helms popped.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Nice play there by the defensive tank in that position.
Indeed. They do pull off one kill already over the
Okay.
walls here with the
Yeah.
longbows raining down.
How deep do you think he's going to draw this fight in here? Because he's doing a good job so far, trying to pull these guys as deep into his territory as he can. He's getting them into that death choke here over the top, where you do get the opportunity to throw people over the walls here, get a couple of bombs, and you have that nice frontal engagement as well. I mean, this is a good place to draw somebody, and this is a wise decision on Dominant's part.
Yeah, I think Dominant, he's just going to be launching a couple engagements just over the wall here, seeing what he can find, seeing what their reaction times as well is, right? That's
Are we?
one thing. See how slow or
Oh,
potentially
okay.
how fast defensive players are for your opponent. And then you can really gauge your returns
Yeah.
off. And look at this, the
We have
front
to give
line just getting
Domna a little bit of extra
demolished.
credit on this. He's actually running a 27 disarray against a 36, so he's making the absolute right plays here. I might have given him a little crap about
Uh,
the Diddy dancing because that's
well,
just his
he's dead.
style, but he's dead. That's also his style.
Well, um, I will get us a name right here.
All right.
There we go.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know who picks up the mantle after Dominant's down. So Press to Play could take full advantage of this and start edging their way in. I am seeing a return engagement, but it's just onto the front lines of Press to
Mhm.
Play. Good animatics over the wall here to keep those boys alive. Press to Play now looking for a full engagement to the eastern side, just onto those overextending tanks and battle mounts. They're going to be applying a lot of pressure. It's only a level 1 tower, remember, because all towers are level
Yep,
1.
nothing's leveled up yet. It's the first invasion day, Robin.
Exactly. So these guards and this sentry mage, it's only a little tickle. There's nothing really.
Just a wee
Uh,
tickle.
yeah, it's not going to impact the fight that much,
The
but it does
only
give
thing that
Surf
you
a little bit of a fallback too.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing that happens is you have to like advance a little slower because if you advance too quickly, you will get a bunch of them behind you and they'll poke on your supports. But the level ones you can generally pull off very easily with 2 or 3 rounds of DPS. They just fall, and you don't even need a full group. You can just swat those things down.
Yeah. Chovy here looking for an engagement onto RPOV. He's not going to find anything else, so he's going to cancel that engagement. Press the Play will just chill out, maybe send in a bomb squad to try and burn some of the defensives here. It looks like Surf popping preemptive Night Helms. Not sure why that was up, but they are playing so far back at the moment. Tidal's hideout is literally the hideout just in the
In them,
south of
yeah.
the
Well,
Terry.
they need that right here because they are outnumbered. Like I said, Robin, they are looking at a significant disarray debuff against them. They're down about 10.
Yep.
As we discussed before, that can be pretty significant. So they're probably down 50 plus players right now.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, and they're getting pushed back, and there's bombs happening all the way north, just outside of our POV. A big clump and dump here by the Juggernaut. Our POV nearly goes down. A couple members of Surf hitting the ground here. Some very questionable hills coming out onto the nothingness of this choke point where the mage is. Wow. Marobi here with a
Oh
massive
no!
play. Great
Wow!
defensive, great arcane, and animatic to keep the boys
Save,
alive.
save, big save there, right there, Robin. That would have been it for the guys over here in Surf right now. I'm gonna see if Dom is back on the field. I know he's got quick regears and quick fingers.
Yeah, he should be back
Yeah, he's already
very
back. He's
soon.
on the
Okay.
field. He's actually right next to our current target. We should have actually seen him with our eyes.
Wow, he's
I know.
purple.
Yeah, he's purple. It's hard to read purple.
All right, let's switch our POV back onto Dominant then, as he is the main caller. And press to play now edging up here east and west while taking the defensive play here on the center platform. So they're just going to be rotating cooldowns and bomb squads like this to the west. That was 3 great arcanes going down and a locust and God knows how many hills for that just one clump. So that opens up a potential push here from the eastern side, but it looks like they are not making that play. They are just getting into position still. Defensive tanks also moving in, and there we go. The eastern side now moving in. Dominant sees it, looking for a hard return here, but they're not going to really find anything. 1 or 2 do go down, and now the full wave comes crashing in from
This is
center.
going to be devastating here, Robin. There is another wave coming, and they've just used all their defensives. There's not really anywhere for these guys to go. They're just pushed against the tower, and we've talked about how dangerous that is. You really can't be pushed up against that tower for too long.
Yeah, definitely not. Especially when there's multiple bomb squads and stuff all raining down all over the place. It's a slow, painful death here potentially, unless Surf can post something out the bag. But I just don't think they have it in them right now. Press to play, playing on top form at the moment, and I think they're focusing purely on the mage right now. Dominic should take advantage of this, and he does. He's starting to apply a little bit more pressure. And there's
Yeah,
another group.
yeah,
There's
he's got
another
a couple of
E
good engagements in.
E404. Error
Oh,
404.
Error
Or
404
E
is back.
no, not Error 404. It's their clan tag is E404, which I'm guessing means Error 404.
Okay, okay.
It's not the guild. But that's a different group.
Yeah.
I
All right,
read
so
that
we're gonna have a
complete
three-way in just a moment.
no, I read that
No.
completely wrong. My bad. Unless Press to Play made a brand new alliance, I don't know what I was reading. I think I was like, my mind was set to their old alliance tag. So I
Okay.
didn't register it. My bad. Apologies for the audience at home. My bad. It's all one.
It's okay, okay, because I was a little confused there as well, and now I'm seeing it in front of me, and I'm like, okay, nope, I get you. It happens, Robin, no problem.
Yeah,
These
I
things
know.
happen. The alliances literally change week to week, man. We can see these
Exactly.
people, and then the next week they're in a new alliance with the exact same freaking guilds. We gotta make alliances valuable again, so that people want to stay in it. Not as it's good to be in one, because that's already true. But there's no reason not to leave your alliance. Like, I wish they would keep him around for a while and want to be part of that group.
Yeah. Back to the fight at hand. The mage is down to half right now. Still engagements coming out here onto the front lines. Dominant's really looking for that opening here, but he's just not finding it. Defensive grade arc Enigmatic staff's coming out here. Dominant sending it all the way to the back lines, but his DPS aren't going to catch up. Just one Demon Fang, and now the turn. The tide has turned. Well, it's still in the same direction. What am I
Well,
saying?
tide is still flowing. It's going. It's going. The tide is going out, though. I mean, it's now
about
it's
to be
going
low
back into the
tide.
tower. It's going back. Well, it's always low tide when you're around Dominant.
Look at them stacking up here. I'm quite surprised that they're just going for a one-prong attack here. They got a small bomb squad to the east, and it finds a good engagement. This opens up the west, and here we go. And I think this is it. This is just, we are literally covering a slow, painful death right now.
And that happens sometimes on these NA invasions. We watch quite a few of these. It happens. It happens, Robin. And the tide is getting lower. It's getting lower.
Let's then switch
head out.
over
Yeah.
to Gandalf.
Hey,
As
Gandalf. I remember this guy.
Enemy are currently engaged in some ZVZ action.
We also
They're
have.
up against
Go ahead.
Orden de Loco. And there's also a very
back.
large blob to the west as well. So
We also have, I believe, content for Screen 2. I believe Arch is about to get into some content again. Let me go check out my DMs. Soon we're going to have V Muttley. Oh, and content on Squiddy soon as well. Squiddy might actually even be up by now.
Okay, it's all kicking off. Gandalf and the
You know how
boys
it is. It's
cleaning
always
up
like that.
their eastern side. And Gandalf now backing back towards that western blob. Enemy here with a 33 disarray debuff. They've been living around this fort starting area for quite some time now. Looking for an engagement. Can they find this group mounted? Are they allied with Grape? Could be. I do see say less on the battlefield as well. I'm wondering why Gandalf caught off that engagement. That was weird.
Yeah, that's I don't have anything on that. I'm actually running around trying to find those other engagements at the moment.
Alrighty.
All right, we have a dismount over on Muttley or Seed, either one.
Okay. Well, we're about to find out. Oh, okay. Get enemy.
Hang out here. Hang out here.
Not.
Yeah, you hang out here. I'm gonna go check out my fight.
Definitely not friendly. As Grape look for an engagement, enemy engage at the exact same time. Gandalf here looking to advance forward, actually backs off because there's a wraparound coming in. Say less. are coming in on the southwest side. Enemy choosing to full focus northeast though, but they are heavily
Holy
split and they
shit.
get hit by a massive knockback.
We got a big fight over here.
Okay.
We've got Bomb versus Arch. I'm on V Muttley. I spelled it wrong the first time there. Sorry about that, man. But it looks like Arch is doing pretty good here against Bomb and pushing. That's also Chax for the other POV, and Chax and his boys are about to be deleted here. Really good engagement by Arch, actually following through all the way through until the engagement was done and taking everybody out. They have another engagement down to the south, as it looks like Make Albion Great, also of Bomb, has engaged. Really good engagement to the bottom side of Arch. Many fell, but it doesn't look like Arch cares. V Muttley pushing all the way through. Midline. Arch actually looks like it got slowed quite a bit there by the inertial rings there, Robin.
Yeah, V Muttley here gonna have a
little far
massive
ahead.
block up here onto Make Albion Great again. Hand of Justice disconnected. DPS do not. And Arch now soaking up this engagement here from Bomb
Yeah.
from all sides, the southwest and the southeast. V
And the
Muttley down to a
north.
single bar. They're surrounded here.
Yeah, they are getting hit on all sides, which is very different for Arch. Usually Arch is the one who is doing the surrounding, and they don't seem to care right now. They're not giving up. They're losing members, but they're still being very aggressive here as they continue to pursue this this Bomb alliance.
Yep, and V Muttley finally finding a little bit of healing after sitting on one bar for a solid 20, 30 seconds there. Now looking back to the southeast side, Bomb are stacking up down the road. V Muttley doesn't have that many people. Like, Arch are very spread. And
Yeah,
V
they are.
Muttley
They
doesn't
do
seem
feel
like
like
they
it.
have like a horde with him. And
You
there's a
know, it
massive
doesn't
bomb
feel
over
like,
the
yeah,
cliff.
they do feel like they're a little, oh no! Arch!
Bomb! Bomb
We've talked
living up
about
to
the
their
Bomb hit the
name.
Bomb! Oh no! Actually
Bomb
playing
just
really well.
smashing that cliff with those brimstones. V Muttley
Muttley is
down to
diving
half a
for his
bar.
life here. He's got to get out of here, get reset. I believe we have a couple of other casters here, or not casters, but shout callers here for the Arch and X-Arch. I believe Siege should be around this fight as well.
Well, they're going to be needing it. Right now, Arch looking very shaky. But that was the exact same thing that we saw last time on Invasion Day, right? EU Arch are a completely different breed of animal. NA Arch are more like
Arch.
Arch. Yes. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Although I'll
Well,
tell
looks
you,
like,
I watched the EU Arch today. You know what it looked like?
uh-huh.
Arch.
Oh no, not
No.
again.
Yeah, this looks better. This looks like a lot better, honestly, than EU Arch.
Okay, well, Bomb are mounted up to the western side here. I don't know if they're going for a reposition or they're trying to pull out the fight here. Cluster queues activated for the audience at home. That means 350 players are in this zone right now, all fighting with more waiting to come in. B Muttley is just trying to catch up right now to this rotating Bomb group. He's going to give up. And he's probably getting wrapped to his southeast potentially. No, Bomber still mounted, dismounting to the north. A weird positioning here from Bomb. Very weird positioning. I don't know why they
Yeah,
chose to
they seem to
do
be
that.
fine with it. They're currently mounted, and this is not the way.
Arch, do something. They're passing a choke point where you have south vision
They're
advantage.
doing nothing. They let
Hello?
those guys mounted run to their west. They didn't engage. What is going on to the south? There's got to be something. Are there bags down there?
I don't know.
There's probably bags down there. Remember when they killed those guys before?
I don't. That was just a very poor play from
I'm
Arch
just saying,
there.
like, if you want to slow down Arch, you tell your people to bring bags. That way, members of Arch will click on the bag. They will see that there's a bag there. They will take the bag. They'll put on the bag because they're told no bags. But then Arch members will start having bags. Once they have bags, it's over for them. It's your secret weapon against Arch. Wear a bag during a ZVZ.
Well, it looks like Arch are out of the fight as they just got deleted from the eastern side as Para make an
Nice
announcement
show,
that they're
yeah.
in the zone.
Yeah, they get
And
scum, guys.
Who is Raph is not calling for them today.
He's
Is
not.
Noob Slayer on? No,
I
it's
didn't see Noob Slayer. I saw Wrath though.
Batty Cross?
Virage is here for
Batty.
Bomb, and he's pushing in right now into Arch. Bomb's still trying to make this a game.
That's the Para caller, I believe.
Okay.
Bomb just got engaged upon by Para. I don't know if we can switch over POVs real quick.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's head
To
over
these guys.
to Para,
I
and
believe
we'll head
Tazzik
back over
is
here
on
when
him.
necessary. Thank you, Tazzik.
And it looks like Power just advancing here. They do have both Bomb and Arch in their line of sights. Bomb stacking
Squiddy
up
here, yeah.
heavily in this choke point as Power just clumping and dumping a massive clump here onto Bomb. Defensive Great Arcane comes in. Delayed DPS slicing and dicing to finish off that clump. Nicely done. And no sign of Bomb returning anything at the
No.
moment.
No, they've got the ultimate weapon in their back line now. Right now, these guys here in Wolf and Para just picked up Squiddy the Squid, and you know what that means. They're just gonna win now. They got Squiddy on one-handed mace. It's over.
That's it. It's over. It's game
Yeah.
over.
It's like having Prince Eggsy on. It's done.
Well, still a very messy fight here indeed, as Bomb break away to the north, to the southwest here of Para are Arch regrouping on the hilltops, looking for an engagement. They do find some DPS, and they do secure a couple kills here onto Para, as Para's front line looking very shaky as the DPS are miles behind. Still just getting hit by random DPS from Arch as they advance up the cliff tops here. Now Arch stacking up through these trees, but the defensive plays so far from those inertia rings are slowing down the push, forcing Power to actually break away and reposition themselves up onto the cliff onto a higher level, as we see right now. So a game of wraparound and a ring around the rosies, trying to keep hold of that vision advantage, as that is half the battle. Positioning and vision advantage in ZVZs are key.
Oh, absolutely 100%. You want to know where your opponent is and be able to hit them in places where they can't hit you, where you can hit their midline or you can hit them from two sides. And when they try to attack you, they are in no position to do so. These chokes, they're a good way to do it. Using elevation is another. Running your opponent against a wall is another. There are a lot of ways to use the environment to your favor. But right now, it doesn't look like Para needs any kind of environmental help because they're just running through Arch like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, that was actually a perfect breakdown of like what we just saw in real time happen as you were explaining it, with that wraparound and reposition. That was actually a really good showing there for the audience at home.
Thank you.
That
Yeah.
that self vision advantage and hilltop advantage as Arch were funneling down through choke points without being able to see Para coming in over the top of them or from behind them, shall I say. And they just got caught off guard, hit by an offensive Great Arcane, keeping them clumped up, and they just died. Para right now prowling, looking to strike back. It's going to be Bomb with a regroup to the eastern side. Good defensive knockback here with the Bedrock
Well
Mace.
played by, yep. Bomb doing well on the defensive. They're going to have to turn, though, Robin. They do not have enough here to try to run away. They will get caught. They need to use some of these tanks to turn instead of just die as they're getting caught one by one.
Yep, and look at that Bomb squad from Bomb once again, securing a couple kills here, forcing out a crap ton of defensives from Para. Unfortunately, the main Zerg not able to capitalize off that burn of defensive spells, as they're nowhere near in position to start hitting and engaging onto Para. Para, once again, wrapping around, making sure their eastern side is clear. I believe Arch are re-engaged potentially here to the far west of this blob, with Bomb slap bang in the middle. So it's a game of catching up to whoever, and I think Bomb will get caught off guard once again. Defensive Judicator Helm slowing down the Zerg, but nice little clump and dump here on the choke point.
Yeah, another nice play here. Let's see if they can keep it up. There's not really much in the way stopping Para from just dominating this fight and taking it. There's just... Oh, wait, as I say that, Bomb might have a small group to the west. Can they regroup? Maybe hit these guys from two sides. I got to say, Robin, traditionally, Para, one of the best at the weave, hitting multiple sides while they're completely surrounded.
Oh yeah, weaving in and out for sure, keeping that kite game in play. It's what we saw them do best at, like you said, throughout last season, especially on the NA War Report as well. Um, Crazy, crazy plays for some days. Love to see it.
I love seeing this crazy camera work that my man Tazzik's been doing. I'm looking over here now on the secondary screen, seeing views I ain't never seen before. Well done, my man. That's when you go, thank you, thank you.
Thanks, guys. But right now, Para re-engaged here with Bomb. The foe forces of Bomb right in front of them. Some big clumps and dumps. Stalker Jacket with the Demon Fang slicing and dicing through that clump. Blazing Staff on the battlefield as well. Just pumping out pure damage at the moment. Para, are they going to keep hold of this position right now?
I'm a little worried about Para right now. They look like they're going into something that's probably too big for them. I feel like they just got baited, and if they get into the brawl with these guys, they're going to lose. Like, they cannot win the brawl against this number. And as you see, it's starting to happen, Robin. Look how they're getting spread out further and further, how members on the outside edge are starting to get peeled down.
Yeah, I'm looking at the minimap
actually,
as well.
you know,
And
they won a couple of those fights, Robin. They might have just pushed off a complete brawl. Robin,
nice.
dude, you know, we talk about this all the time. When the larger force gets scared of the smaller force, they have that opportunity to choke them out, completely overwhelm them, get completely on top of them, and make it so these like these hit and run plays can no longer happen, because you're gonna have more cooldowns as the larger force. You will win. You're just gonna lose a lot of players. But if you keep like hitting and then running away, you're giving the advantage to the smaller group that they shouldn't have. And we're seeing it really work well for Para right now. The fear is strong.
Yeah, Arch are regrouped as well. They're to the north. So that's what the hesitancy was all about
Oh,
here.
okay. So there was
Um,
Bomb was like going, let's not get hit from behind. All right,
yeah,
sorry, Bomb. Don't mean to give you any shit there when it's not warranted. Just when you need it.
yeah. I think Bomb just pushed out Arch. You see, obviously the mix
Oh,
of
they're
name
gonna get
tags here.
crushed.
Oh
They're
my
gonna
god, the
get
stack name
slammed.
tags.
Yikes.
DPS just a little
Yikes.
bit, just not able
Just a
to
little
really
late. Yeah,
connect.
that's one of those ones that shot caller is going to be thinking about for weeks.
That
Oh,
was a big play here, but right now Arch and Bomb, both on the back foots here. They're mingled in between each other, with Para just applying pressure as they push forward up the map here. And I think Bomb are wiped. I think, unless they broke through onto the opposite side of Arch, but Arch are also looking broken here. As I think I see some members already mounting up. Yep, there we go. Kelron of all people mounting up and fleeing the
Elron,
battlefield.
no,
Shame.
shame, shame. Good to see him playing though.
Indeed. And yeah, look at this. People just leaving their fellow guild members to die here on the choke points. We got 2 beetles in play as well that are potentially going to go down here for Arch as well. Great showing once again by Para.
Yeah,
Para
you know,
just and
they
a new
impress
shot
me.
caller.
Yeah, they're just impressive. I really like watching Para. They are very impressive. We give Noob Slayer a lot of credit for what Para does, but we might need to just give Para credit for what Para does, because this was impressive here with a shot caller we are very unfamiliar with, and it did not. There was no drop and play, Tazzik, from Para. There
You
was
mean
no
ramen?
drop.
You mean
Robin,
Robinhoodr?
who did I say?
She said,
Taz-
you said that's it.
Yeah, Tazzik, you're not
Freaked
even
me
here.
out,
Go
mate.
away. Go out. Yeah, you don't need to talk. Robinhoodrs. You like, there was no drop and play from these guys, was there?
Definitely not. And they just kept pushing, and we're seeing just a cleanup crew onto the leftover battle mounts here as these Zergs break away. I'm wondering if we're going to have content still. We're 34 minutes
Yeah,
past the time here.
we're past what we need to do here for content, but we're gonna stick around a little while if we can find it. We do have the ability to stay for another 10 minutes or so, but that's about it. This has been, I mean, it started slow, guys. The NA started
Mhm.
slow. Sometimes it does. Again, it's that content that is available at the same time. Sometimes things get a little slow for people getting out there. They got to prepare more. And it did take a long time, but now we've just had some constant content. Heading over to Chovy now.
Yep, and the content carries on here. I believe this is the remnants of a potential castle fight. They popped 5 minutes ago. and there is a castle right next to this battle right now.
Oh,
It's going to
nice.
be Pewy on the
Pew,
battlefield
pew.
of the Wolf Alliance. Shout out to the homies in Pewy. Some of my homies there, but look at this. Press to play getting slammed
Just
against the
slam,
rocks
just
here.
roughed up there. Roughed
But the
up.
return?
Yeah, it's significant, and
Yeah.
especially with these numbers that they're facing there. If you can get that many, that's effective. It does look like they are facing a smaller group. I'm going to go and hit the disarray on these two groups, see what we have here. It does look like we, oh, come on, stick around, disarray. Don't keep moving around. 31 from those
Yep,
guys,
Surf.
and Surf is rocking 29. So very close between these groups.
Yeah, Surf and Pewy are allied. They do work together. Um, they're part of a coalition here on the NA side. So Press to Play definitely up against it at the moment. But massive
don't-
clump and
They
dump
don't
onto
have a
Surf.
disarray. Oh no, what's going on here? Oh no, that's not Press to Play. That's a different group. Let me go find Press to Play.
Chovy, though, looking very low in the front line. Some solid return engagements here coming out by Surf. The pressure's definitely on right now. And Chovy's wondering where he wants to go. He wants to re-engage east. He needs to find some heals first. He's down to a single bar, holding on for dear life. This man is going down without a fight. And Surf are stacked up east. All it takes is one solid engagement. And this could be it.
This
The
could
clump
be
comes
it.
in.
Nice knock. Well timed. It nope. DPS was,
Defensive Great Arcane Blade?
yeah. It just the defense was there in time. Completely shut down all of that offense. Well done by Press to Play. I mean, Surf. That was Surf right down there.
Surf, yeah.
Sorry, I've got
Oh,
my.
there we go.
my
Finally
POV
find the
swapped again.
deletion that they were looking for if they found that first time round. But they are on the back foot right now. They are in a kite game. They have Surf to contend with, and they got the homies of Pewy on their back as well.
Oh,
And Chovy's going to go
Chovy.
down, and I think
Okay.
that they know that's it right now.
All right, let's hit over to Dominant and just see what that's doing.
Yeah. Actually, yo, wait, is Nazori on? Wait,
Zori?
no. I see his guild. They're
Oh.
actually in the zone.
Oh, nice. They're doing some work here. Iconic.
Yep, Iconic to the north, actually. You see that blob next to the territory?
We've seen more and more ZVZ action from Iconic now. They've been out there as Nazori's out there doing the NA War Report. He's getting some experience.
Yes, indeed. I wonder if they're allied with anyone. I don't know.
I do have the Iconic recruiting thread or recruitment image. Hold on, let me get that for you.
Oh, Surf
It's like I
are
really
gonna
don't need
go-
that. That's not something I need. And then I'm gonna send it to him. And he's gonna be like, oh, okay, I see why you're doing this to me.
Surf will take the castle here. They do own it. So they have a legendary chest to take, which is now theirs. I'm just going to carry on bouncing around the world real quick, just to see who we have left out and about. Like I said, we are coming to an end here for the NA War Report.
And Tazzik, that is our
Invasion Day.
recruitment post of the week for Iconic there. Check your thong today. Join Iconic.
Yeah, love to see.
Oh, we got a little bit more action over here. Yeah, it's in-game footage. Yeah, it's just thongs, man. People got thongs on Twitch all the time. I've seen it.
There you go.
We're
If you're
part
looking for a
hot tub
guild,
stream. Yep. If you are looking for a guild and you have the thong on your character, you can join them. No thong, no entry. Iconic. You
no
want to do a
Discord link on there.
no? Well, that's because that's not actually a recruitment post. That was just a shit post that I decided was the best way to recruit for Iconic.
God bless.
Yep. It's the way. It's the way. Oh, heading over to Slayade. Big content.
Oh my god, dude. I'm panicking so much I misspelled his name.
Oh, it's got 4 A's in it.
I know. A?
G Buddy over here. Okay. Sarge on the
Okay.
other side. Okay. Slaya Hater versus X Sarge. Love to see it. Good content.
You do indeed. Slayer Hater trying to advance in here. Nice defensive Great Arcanes. Is it going to be the late DPS here? Militant did get hit by an offensive one as well. Big clump and dumps coming in here. Good defensives for the time being. Heals need to come down on that clump. The late DPS going to be tearing apart that group of Militant. And Slayer Hater should be cleaning this up. Look how low these health bars are. They're still dropping here for Militant. It is literally a walkover for the time being. That was rough. I think Militant relies so heavily on Great Arcanes to save their clumps. They are just losing people left, right, and center. But Lonely Men do lose a couple, but the return engagement right here should be just impactful. And there it is. Just the only defensive I've seen on that whole entire clump right there was a Great Arcane. There was no heals, there was no Judy, there was no Animatic. You know, there was no Wind Wall to knock back and stop the push. There was nothing. And that's why that group just got clumped and dumped. There is a second or third force actually just to the east. I don't know.
You know, when you
It
say
looks like they
something
work with W4H.
So, sorry to interrupt, Rob, but you know when you say something like, "Hey, sorry you got muted there. It's for using the drops button. We get spammed with that a lot, so it's don't do that one." And then the immediate next person is like, "Drops."
Yeah.
Yeah. Just impressive. Just impressive.
You love to see it.
Yeah, I love it. No, it's Albion. I love that. It's like just it's fun. But it does look like these guys are pushed all the way up against the tower, Robin. I don't think there's much to do once you're there. We've talked about this, that's generally the end of the fight.
Yep, and I'm going to say that is going to be the end of the NA War Report. We've been here for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
And, we've had some decent action here. We'll let this play out in the background as we unwind and let the audience know when we'll be back, because there's a little bit of change here at AOTV
You want
and
to
the
talk about
scheduling.
the schedule real quick? Let's
Yeah,
see.
go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so we'll be back on Tuesday. We're only going to be here Tuesday through Thursday this week because of the holiday season. And then we're going to be taking a full 10 days off. Yes, you heard that. You won't be able to get to watch us for 10 days until the following Tuesday after the new year. But for this coming week, we're going to have some new content as well. We're going to start at 18 UTC as normal, doing that lovely war report that you're so used to, that you come in to watch every day, where you can see the best ZVZ guilds fighting it out at 18 UTC. And then we're going to follow that up, of course, by the AO Daily Show, which is where you go for your news, for your tips and tricks, and all things Albion Online. We'll be doing some community content this week, as well as having a Q&A with Lupac. It will be fun. We'll see what we can do for a new player stream. We'll have one up as well. I'm going to go check on who we got for that this week. I don't know. But on Wednesday, we will be having a very interesting show. We'll be having the four of us, as it is going to be Tazzik, myself, Bogle, and Lupac, as well as a member of the streaming community, joining us to do 5v5s. So that should be a lot of fun. You will be able to see me do fives in all my noobish glory. We're going to cover this from a newer player perspective, because trust me, I am that bad. And you guys will be able to make fun of me and provide us some tips on how we can improve our gameplay. Tazzik will have the telestrator. He will draw all of my mistakes for you guys, so you have something to focus on. The next day, we will have a similar day, as it will be our War Report daily show. Then another Crystal show, where this time it's the three of us. It's Bogle, it's Tazzik, it's myself. We're going into the Crystal arenas, and we're going to show you some tips and tricks you can use to help you secure wins, so that you can, I don't know, like counteract those other two players who are going to join you every single time. We're going to give you some ideas on how you can put yourself into a position to win while you go into the Crystal arenas. And again, you'll be able to make fun of me for being bad. I mean, the best of... Oh, and gold codes, right? So it's all good things. I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. And one thing that you did forget to mention, will the NA War Report will be
Oh,
back
jeez.
as well, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then obviously when we come back into the new year, it's going to be Tuesday through Friday.
When is that?
We'll be looking to cover, I believe, the 2100 UTC war that's currently
That's gonna be a
ongoing.
block.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a
it's a
block of
big block.
coverage, man. Yeah,
Normally,
so
we've been dabbling in
18 to
0-0, but
22 on some days. That's not bad. Yeah.
it's been, hit and miss
Hey,
with
miss. Okay.
content.
I heard there's a war at 21 right now, and that it's been good to watch, and that you were thinking that might be a better content for at least a part of the season.
Indeed. So we're looking to cover that at 21 UTC on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week as well. So make sure you're following the channel to be notified when we go live. But that's it for the NA Invasion. I hope you guys enjoyed the content and all the awesome, unique camera work by the man with the controller in the back end, Mr. Shozen Tazzik. Very nicely done, good sir.
Yeah, very well done, man. You gotta say your piece. Say something. Isaac.
Hey.
There you go. Okay.
It's just
That's not my show to cast, man. I'll see you guys on the 5v5 shows, the new ones.
There
All right.
you
Well,
go.
thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure. It's been a wild day here at Albion. So many great battles here. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you Tuesday. Happy holidays.